Hello friends, this is Robert West. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Topic of this video is Israel strikes Iran in order to stop them from obtaining a nuclear weapon. Before we start, just want to thank all the new viewers to the YouTube channel. Really appreciate that. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. We really appreciate that. It's free of charge. It'll help me get to 2,500 subscribers. Okay, let's get into this. So the Israeli government, through their prime minister, said that they struck many Iranian facilities due to the fact that Iran was just a few days away from getting that capability to make a nuclear weapon. I don't know if it's true, because the Israelis, unfortunately, have been known recently to fabricate some stuff. Now, what's interesting is it appears that Trump did not want to strike, at least at this point, because just this week and this weekend he was sending his representative to go discuss a nuclear treaty with Iran. They've had some discussions. No deals were made. It's unfortunate we did have a deal with the Obama administration, but when Trump came in 2017, he scrapped it. It was unfortunate because we were able to monitor their nuclear activities. Since the deal was scrapped, they've been increasing from what it looks like, based on some intelligence sources, that they've been increasing their efforts. They have lots of facilities, more than a dozen facilities where they're working on nuclear stuff. So in this operation, the Israelis did not get military assistance from the United States. And what I mean by that is the U.S. didn't provide refueling of their planes or anything like that. They did use drones very similar to the operation in Ukraine. And if you see some of the images, all over the net, you'll see that they did do considerable damage, but how much damage, we don't know. They plan to continue these operations. Now, what they also did was they assassinated a bunch of Iranian leaders, and I think at least one scientist who was working on the nuclear program. So for now, we just have what they said. We don't know actually how close Iran was, but Iran has said before that they plan to wipe Israel off the face of the earth. So if you were telling me that, I would be very touchy about them getting a nuclear weapon or getting super close to a nuclear weapon, because once they get it, you can't unring that bell, so to speak. So now let's talk about some of the effects that happened because of this. The price of oil just shot up, and it's going up because of instability in the region. So that's one effect. Another effect is that commercial plane travel has been greatly reduced in that region of the world, in the Middle East. So if you need a flight to go to one of these countries from wherever you are, you may not be able to get one, or the availability of one may not be easily to be had. They may be packed. Because of the situation, it may be wise not to fly into the Middle East right now if you don't absolutely have to, because you never know. Mistakes happen, especially when tensions are high. Earlier today, the Iranians retaliated with, I think, some drone and missile strikes into Israel. Didn't seem like it did too much damage, but that's what's gone on so far. Were the Israelis justified in this strike? I don't know. I don't have enough information to make that decision, at least not yet. But we're going to keep watching the story, and if some information comes out that shows that they were independent information is what I mean, not what the Israelis are saying, because of course, they're gonna tell their public what they need to tell them to get support behind the strike. But I want to see any independent verification of what the Israelis said, and then maybe we can make a determination if it was a wise thing or not. If something was going to happen in the next few days, it may have been a good decision. Something was going to happen in 6 to 12 months, it may have been a very bad decision. Because I'm sure now, and they haven't said so yet, but I'm sure it's going to come out that Iran and the United States are not going to meet this weekend to discuss a plan for halting nuclear ambitions of Iran. I don't think so. Maybe in the future they will agree, but for right now they're not going to. I'm sure they're not going to agree to that because they're still ongoing an attack. This operation is supposedly going to take days, and it's not an easy operation because of the distance. But who knows? Maybe some of their planes have extra fuel tanks for extra capability. But for right now, the U.S. said that this was a unilateral move by the Israelis, and we did not provide them with support. That's probably partially true. If I were a betting man, I would say probably some of those bombs that were dropped were U.S.-made bombs. So that's not completely 100% correct. Now, did the U.S. participate in the action? That's probably the correct part. But as always, politicians always spin everything, and they don't always provide all the details. And in this case, we don't have a lot of details. But Trump said that to Iran, you got to make a deal or you might not have a country left. And, that may or may not be true because, like I said, we had a deal. Was it the greatest deal on earth? No. But was it adequate for at least slowing these people down on their ambitions? I think it was. I don't think it was a horrible deal. The problem with Trump is if it's somebody else, he doesn't want it. Even if it's a good plan. He would rather scrap a deal, because this is his ego now, scrap a good deal and get his own deal. Well, he didn't get his own deal. Just like he wanted to, during his first administration, he wanted to get rid of the Affordable Care Act, aka Obamacare. And he said, we're going to have a new plan that'll be available in 2 weeks. Well, guess what? It's now 8 years later. Plan never came out. And that's the problem with this guy. He's just not truthful. He's not a detail-oriented person, except when it comes to him spending his own money. Then he's very detailed. Just like at that dinner for all those crypto buyers, he provided them with like a $35 steak dinner where, like I said in a previous video, in the old days in Las Vegas, Binion's used to have a $2 steak dinner. That dinner, and I've had it a few times when I was going to school, and that looked way better than what he served them. So, anyway, friends, that's it for this one. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel yet, please consider doing so. Feel free to comment, like, share. If you want to know when these videos come out, click that bell icon, and I'll let you know ahead of time. We'll see you in the next